oil and gas in the country, PNG is not done yet. We're in the exclusive club. We may be small, but we are already in the exclusive club. Exclusive club, exclusive club, exclusive club, exclusive club.
Papua New Guinea is one of the most culturally diverse countries in the world, with a population of 8 million plus people who speak more than 600 languages. PNG's strong growth in recent years in the mining, oil and gas sectors have made it one of the fastest growing economies in the world as of 2011. Exports of oil and liquefied natural gas are the country's top revenue earners.
In terms of growth, we got LNG2 coming. That will see more work coming up. We might look at even pipeline, offshore platforms, floating LNG. This is just a start. Bulk of Papua New Guinea is not explored yet.
Kumul Petroleum Holdings Limited is Papua New Guinea's national oil and gas company. KPHL was created by an Act of Parliament through the Kumul Petroleum Holdings Limited Authorization Act 2015, which replaced National Petroleum Company PNG and PCP. KPHL is mandated to protect and maximize the value of the country's petroleum assets such that it can contribute to the maximum wealth for its ultimate shareholders, the people of Papua New Guinea.
Our vision is really to give back to the community, to give back to PNG, and one way to do it is to develop skill sets that will be necessary for the long term of the industry, and create employment opportunities in that way, and help in the broader economic growth of the country.
Since its inception in 2009 as National Petroleum Company PNG, the National Oil and Gas Company was operating as a commercial entity, with its core commercial interest being its participation in the PNG LNG project. Kumul Petroleum Holdings Limited is currently responsible for managing the state's 16.57% equity in the $19 billion PNG LNG project through its subsidiary NPCP Croton Limited, becoming the third largest partner in the largest single investment made by the nation to date. KPHL has great potential to grow because of the country's abundant oil and gas resources. As the state's nominee, KPHL has the legislated option for a 20.5% stake in any new oil and gas project. And like other industries, one of Kumul Petroleum Holdings Limited priority is the investment in human resources. Building intellectual capacity in Papua New Guinea to world-class standards is one of KPHL's top priorities.
What PNG has been experiencing in the past 20 years of being in the industry has been lack of skills in that specialized area.
It's time that we invest in developing our skills. So this institution is basically recalibrated to meet the demands of the oil and industry in the country.
Petroleum Academy, together with South Pacific Employment Institute, represents something that PNG has never seen before and marks a paradigm shift in vocational or technical training, not only for Papua New Guineans, but for those throughout the South Pacific region, including Australia.
This institution provides those kids that opportunity. And I can tell you that when they get that certificate, then they can work anywhere in the world, anywhere in the world.
The thinking behind establishing the academy is really to build specialized skill sets in the oil and gas industry.
In a bid to promote skills formation in Papua New Guinea's LNG sector, the South Pacific Employment Institute offers scholarships to interested Papua New Guineans. The scholarship will see operations and maintenance technicians trained, coached and assessed on Site Group International's Safe Life Process Plant. The scholarship will provide training that is focused on promoting the national workforce into skilled and challenging roles. Technicians will undertake a 15-month competence-based operations and maintenance program. The training is intended to produce job-ready junior technicians in the production, instrument, electrical and mechanical disciplines. The South Pacific Employment Institute facility features 6 two-story accommodation blocks with a capacity capable of reaching 250 plus personnel, 12 classrooms with a capacity of 20 persons per classroom, full catering facilities, and a comprehensive inventory of training equipment.
As a student, I have the benefits of living in a secure, safe accommodation, being provided with a healthy meal daily, 3 times a day. And of course, I receive a fortnightly allowance.
It is a sophisticated, best-in-class training institute with modern ethos in creating a live work environment. The institute has preparatory focus towards meaningful participation and contribution of trainee on the job, as well as creating career platforms linked directly to sponsored trainee vacancies.
This institute allows for Papua New Guineans to work, stay here, even the training cost in here stays in the country. And our Papua New Guineans are trained at the world class.
Site Group International, together with its subsidiaries, provide training and educational services and also has industry training facilities in Australia, Myanmar and the Philippines, and is known for its oil and gas competence framework development and management systems and its full turnkey EPCC solutions for safe live gas process plants.
We will be partnering with the universities, University of Papua New Guinea and University of Technology, and hopefully other universities, especially in Australia, that want to partner with us as well to run a program that bridges the gap between just academic work at the universities and field experience and prepare them to go into a real work environment.
An internal part of the program is reinforcing a safety and behavioral safety culture.
We also run mainly safety courses for the main companies like ExxonMobil, Oil Search and the mining companies as well.
Students here have also had safety training as well as first aid and fire and heights, working at heights.
The curriculum is split into 3 parts. There is a selection program for the trainees. Once the selection process is been carried out and the trainees come in, there's an induction period where we instill all the policies and procedures of the academy, which is very important because we like to keep things running as they are in industry. We did all the basic hand skills, safety training, behavioural skills, everything which gives a good foundation to the rest of the programme. At the end of each unit we had testing either practical or theoretical.
During the start of the course, we had several months introductory courses to different trades. That was operations, mechanical, instrument, and electrical. After the first 3 months, we headed into our own trades. So I'm doing operations right now.
In those 4 groups, there are 4 separate classes, and we concentrate on the basic skills for those trades. Again, we tested practically and theoretically. The third phase, which is up to 4 or 5 months long, is actually working on the SLPP. This is a very important stage where we actually assess the trainees for the competencies. After those 3 phases, that takes up approximately 15 months or more.
KPA also offers a broad range of short safety training courses for businesses in the energy, mining, construction industries with the capacity to deliver at client sites or the academy.
We are mitigating the risk. It's got strategic value. If these projects that are in the pipeline comes in, if you look at the LNG 1, our experience, our technical expertise came from overseas. Of the 15,000 or plane loads came in. What we are doing now is we're front loading. So any one of the projects that comes into the pipeline, we train our people here and just they are ready. And then industry will not be at risk. When they need people, trained people, Papua New Guineans are here in the country.
We are connected to the industry, so we want to make sure that it's relevant. We also want to make sure that the numbers that go through that academy actually fits the demand that exists in the industry. We don't want to overproduce. It's purpose built and it's purpose designed to meet the industry's requirement.
The Safe Life Process Plant, or SLPP, is a replica of a full-sized gas processing plant and comes with live process systems, a centralized room, emergency protection systems, and an electrical distribution center, which provides real-life training scenarios and assembly facility.
It gives them real life experience. So with this Safe Life Process Plant, depending on the trade, they'll be working in that environment. So the advantage is they've already got a good start. You're gaining the experience before you go into the industry, but you're doing it in a safe environment. So we go back to the thing where if there is a mistake, you're making mistakes here. Do not make it out in the industry because people can get hurt. And that's definitely what everybody's against.
To have a safe life training plant that we have with more complexity, with systems hooked up to it, the instrument, electrical, mechanical, metering, all these things all hooked up. You cannot find that anywhere, even in Australia and New Zealand. This is the only setup in the region.
Example, the room we're in at the moment is the motor control center. In large industries, they have exactly the same type of equipment. So we have a selection of breakers where the trainees will rack out, and when the plant is running, this will be controlled, and the electrical trainees will have a permit to work system and energy isolation. This room itself powers the room next door and upstairs. The room next door is a marshalling room where all the cables come in from outside. The room upstairs is the control room. The control room is the brain of the whole process plant. The DCS panel and its state-of-the-art control systems. It's like walking into the Starship Enterprise. The students will operate the whole plant themselves. They can operate on a shift rota so that they hand over to the next shift, so there's communication. This is a real plant, and it will break down. We want it to break down, because as it breaks down, they then have to put a work request in, then a permit to work, and the whole procedure of what they would really do in a real environment. It's a state-of-the-art facility which can be extended. We've built in sections of the plant where we can expand within the plant itself. There's more things to come, but at this moment in time we focus on the students, and that's basically what we're interested in.
Being a subsidiary to the Kumul Petroleum Holdings Limited, the Institute shares the vision of creating value and opportunity for PNG and its people, and aims to develop the national workforce at all levels across a range of industries and demographic.
If the mining, oil and gas industry want to get all the engineers into their field, we want them to come and do vocation study over there and get used to the instrumentation, mechanical, electrical, and the production facilities, the safety, the simultaneous operation, the whole running of the facilities. And then after the experience in there, they go out pretty much industry ready. A lot of students have graduated from our technical institutes. We will re-enroll them and certify them and bring their learning to a standard where internationally they will be recognized.
Moreover, the Academy is proud to partner with a reputable international oil and gas industry training facilitator, Site Group International.
It's been a very exciting learning experience for us. For me, I find it personally very conducive to learning, because here they give us the chance to live and work in a workplace environment, but with the ability to be able to make mistakes and then learn from those mistakes.
In the first LNG, we had employment over 15,000. What if 15,000 were all Papua New Guinean employees? What could have happened with the cash flow? We could have gated the cash flow circulation in the country. Cash flow is king to any nation.
They are our future, and by building a plant like this, we are creating better engineers for tomorrow.
We want to start developing Papua New Guineans. We're going to be specialized tradesmen and women to do all the work that needs at the construction level, at the operational level as well.
This facility is going to change people's lives forever. It's going to empower them to a stage where they have got full confidence, full capability and full employment. And the real wages will stay here in Papua New Guinea.
Papua New Guinea is a resource-rich nation, and it is uniquely positioned to deliver natural gas to meet the growing demand of the market. As the demand for gas grows, revenue from the industry will provide long-term financial benefits for a young developing nation like Papua New Guinea. And the Kumul Petroleum Academy is also doing their part by empowering a workforce of talented, professional and dedicated Papua New Guineans who aim to build their intellectual skills through the systematic training and on-the-job experience to be able to sustain long-term careers in the oil and gas industry.
The government is committed. They see that the future of the industry rests with our young Papua New Guineans who are going to be skilled to do the work.
The other thing is a lift, general lift in the training program. Why not? Why not? Why shouldn't Papua New Guinea leapfrog and step above the rest of the region and provide that training at that level? Why not? Why not us?